Hey, my name's Kasim. People call me the KKOD, Cash King of Deals. And yes, I do wholesale real estate. I was able to make $19,500 on my first deal. My first deal took me about somewhere between 2 to 3 months. It took me. I was studying a bit before in prior years. I learned about wholesale real estate while delivering refrigerators to some guys I seen doing it, and then I jumped into the YouTube University and jumped into it, and I was able to find my first deal on Craigslist. Uh, I actually knew a buyer, and I want to give you a little background, a little backstory in a sense to say, the rule is find a buyer first, but I found a buyer and I didn't really know. I was doing a cleaning service that I was doing a clean out and met a buyer. So, I decided I want to jump into the wholesaling. So I already had that person in mind. I went and found my first seller on Craigslist. I'm looking pretty much everywhere. I'm paying for all the apps, Deal Machine, Prop Stream, putting just a bunch of dollars out there, which I no longer do anymore. I just figured out some strategies to be able to reach more buyers, more sellers, and make sure I have a buyer to flip that to. So I'm looking on Craigslist, just calling people, hey, you interested in selling your property? And after a couple hundred calls, somebody's like, yeah, I'm interested. And fortunately, it was close to me in my local town, maybe a quarter of a mile, half a mile away from where I live at. So I go check it out. And, I'm trying to figure out how to do comps. I'm trying to figure out what's the value of this, what I could sell it for. And so I do, I go with my camera and my selfie stick and I do a little video checking it out. I get that information and I make a deal. I think of Grant Cardone. I've watched a million wholesaler videos. I'm at the house. I'm with the seller. I need to make an offer. He's telling me, oh, maybe I do want to sell it and I don't want to sell it. He's telling me about his kids. He's giving me all the info. And I remember sitting there saying, hey, make sure you make him an offer before you leave. I've heard this, make more offers, make more offers. My main thing in my head was to make an offer to this potential seller. So I'm there. I kind of say something to him about the price and he doesn't really budge. And then I say to him, so where should I send a contract for the offer? And he's like, oh, you could send it here. So mind you, he skips over responding to me. And I didn't take no he didn't say no. He just didn't respond to my question. As soon as I prompted to say, hey, where do I send this contract so that we can get this moving along? And he actually told me, gave me his email, and boom, I sent it to him and then called him about the DocuSign and stuff. And he was telling me, hey, could you adjust this in a contract? So I went from, hey, is he going to do this contract to, hey, can you readjust? And I like criticism in this way. Why? Because anytime somebody's telling you what to change, they're starting to take ownership of the situation, right? Not like, oh, I don't want to do it. No one's going to tell you to change something if they're not interested in doing it. But I like because I was also doing sales before, selling refrigerators and doing stuff. Hence how I learned about this business, this industry. And then we were moving along. I had to get that paperwork to the title company. I found a wholesaler friendly title company that was, pretty much walking me through it. My cousin, Josh, also, pointed me that direction and was able to learn the process from beginning to end. And don't get me wrong, there was a lot of things that I didn't know about how to close, bunch of things. I just asked questions. Some of the people I gave a percentage of what I made, $300, $400, $600 here just to figure out how to do it myself. And through that process, I figured out how to do it and was able to make $19,500 on the first deal. And, that's a lot of money for me in one transaction. And since then, I've made better relationships with buyers. I've made I figured out better ways to be able to find sellers, not having to utilize social media, post my deals and stuff like that. Like I don't have to do those things. Although I did do those things after I made a deal. But now I figured out some tools, which is why this briefcase, this wholesale real estate briefcase is so important, because I find too often people want to make JV deals. And don't get me wrong, that's you could do that. That's how you're making it and you figured out how to do that. Great. But myself, I like getting directly with the seller, which is I'm having gaining more skill to get directly with sellers, and I have buyers. So big strategy for me is to have my buyers on deck before meeting the seller, so that I have somebody to baton it to. If I get it, I toss the baton to the next person, which means I could get paid faster. So in this toolbox, in this briefcase, right, we're going to provide you with the documents, the necessary documents that you can plug and play, meaning that there'll be templates, contracts. You just literally put in your name, the seller's name, then you'll put in the date, the address, and then you'll go to the bottom, put your state, whatever state you're looking for, that contract will be in there. Any non-disclosures, NDAs, joint venture contracts, if you want to do a joint venture. Maybe you're doing marketing for a deal and you need to figure out how you can market to get a buyer and you want to get paid on that. There's at least 6 contractors. So say you're virtually wholesaling and you need to get a contractor to go put eyes on the spot for you so that you can make the deal and then pay that person so you don't have to, and I allow you to virtually wholesale anywhere in the country. In the mix of doing this, these are some of the things that we put together. We're also going to make sure that we provide you with how we make phone calls. We'll give you prompts on what it's like for us to make a phone call to a seller, to a buyer, and then also tips that you'll need to be able to approach the title company. When should you go to the title company? What should you do? And the type of contracts. We have all the contracts that need to go to the title company to make this very simple and easy. In addition to my partner, Carol, will be breaking down memorandum. What is a memorandum? A memorandum is when you do a contract with a seller and then that seller decides to back out of your contract and then do contract with someone else. Did you know that if that person made an obligation, signed a contract with you, that you can hold them to that so that they then can't sell that contract to another person? Because maybe you did the marketing and then they got the attention from your work and now someone became interested because you did that. You can actually hold them to that. And my partner Carol will be breaking that down, how you can hold people to memorandums up to maybe 5 years, maybe 10 years, every circumstances, and then how you'll fill that out. We will teach you we will teach you to not have to depend on social media and actually know how to find motivated sellers, how to find motivated sellers. A motivated seller has a hot reason too, such as a pre-foreclosure, such as an auction, such as certain kind of bills that we can look up and find in your local county and know that there's a date coming when they're going to possibly lose this house and you can be the solution rather than calling people who aren't even in the mindset to sell a property. That's way harder than what we're doing. We figured out a way to find motivated sellers, and we want to show you how to do that as well. If you're interested, click the link, the button below, and let's get started. It will take you to where you can get these amazing tools and get into your amazing journey of wholesaling and maybe make more money than I did on my first deal, especially with knowing these things, because I literally had to fail my way to learning this information, and we're imparting this information to you very easily, very efficiently, very simply. And we hope to see you guys succeed in this wholesale game. Like always, we're headed to the top, nowhere else. See you soon.